On the 3rd of March 2021, at the Pooler City Hall Police Department in Georgia, an independent journalist is recording public property when he is confronted by several officers, including the chief of police. The encounter escalates from a parking lot ID demand to a full eviction from a public lobby for the crime of filming a police station.
Can I help you with something?
Hey, how you doing today, sir?
Good. Can I help you?
Yeah, can I just get your name and badge number first?
Can I help you? You're in an employee parking lot.
Can I just get your name and badge number?
Sergeant Self.
Sergeant Self?
Yep.
And your badge number?
615.
615?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't need any help.
Yeah, you're in an employee parking lot.
It's not a secure area.
It's an employee parking lot and you're not an employee. And you're making employees feel uncomfortable
So
when they walk inside the building. So
this parking lot is not a secured area.
okay.
It's public property.
Okay.
It might be only for employee parking. I'm not parking in here. My car is not parked in here. I'm an independent journalist. I'm working on a story.
Well, this is for employees. You're not an employee and you're making
it's employees parking,
Listen
sir.
to me. You're making our employees feel uncomfortable when they come in and out from their vehicles. So that's where the problem is.
I understand I don't understand what you're saying, because how would I make somebody feel uncomfortable? I don't understand.
Because you're not an employee and you're in an employee parking lot and you're making the employees feel uncomfortable, the female employees that are
This is an employee parking lot, like you said. I'm not parking. I'm a journalist exercising my freedom of press right in a public area. This is public. Like if I was behind those gates over there behind you, that would be a restricted area. Do you suspect me of committing a crime, sir?
Do you have your ID on you?
Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
Do you have your ID on you?
Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
Do you have your ID on you?
Sir, I need to know if you're suspecting me of committing a crime first.
I'm a police officer. I asked you for your ID. I need you to give me your ID.
Sir, with all due respect, sir, can I speak to another supervisor? I understand that you're a sergeant, but I do not.
I am the supervisor here.
I understand, but then you should know as a supervisor, sir, that unless you have reasonable articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime in the state of Georgia, you cannot lawfully demand my ID from me.
Okay, what I told you was you're making employees feel uncomfortable. I've asked you for your ID. You're on
That's not a
public
crime,
property.
sir. That's not a crime. I'm asking, you should know that in Georgia, you have to have reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime that's been committed, sir. I just told you I'm engaged in a constitutionally protected activity.
Yeah, and you're being
freedom of
suspicious.
press.
You don't belong in this parking lot. You're
Suspicious
person.
is not a crime, sir. Suspicion is not a crime. You know that, Sergeant. Come on, you know, suspicion is not a crime.
Okay, let me see your driver's license, please, or an ID.
Sir, I don't have a legal obligation to give you a driver's license or an ID, sir. I don't understand. Am I being detained?
No, you're not being detained. You can keep on walking.
Okay.
We begin in Pooler, Georgia, where Sergeant Self decides that uncomfortability is a crime. Let's pause right here. Sergeant Self approaches Sean and immediately claims he's in a secure area, an employee parking lot. But look closely, there are no gates, no signs, and no fences. Under Georgia law, specifically OCGA Section 16721, criminal trespass, notice must be reasonable and sufficiently explicit to inform a citizen that entry is forbidden. This lot has none. Sergeant Self then attempts to manufacture reasonable articulable suspicion by saying employees feel uncomfortable. Viewers, let this sink in. Being uncomfortable is a social emotion, not a criminal statute. In Terry v. Ohio, the Supreme Court ruled that an officer must have specific and articulable facts that suggest a crime is afoot. In Georgia, we look to OCGA Section 16 to 1136, loitering and prowling. This law requires that the person be in a place or manner not usual for law-abiding individuals, and creates justifiable alarm for safety. Walking with a camera in broad daylight does not meet the legal threshold for alarm. Sean correctly identifies that Georgia is not a traditional stop-and-identify state. Unless you are being lawfully detained for a suspected crime, you have no legal obligation to hand over your papers. Sergeant Self is trying to use his authority to bypass the Fourth Amendment.
If I'm not being detained, I'm going to continue about my business, sir.
I'm going to do it here.
I'm an independent journalist. Who are you, sir?
I'm the chief of police.
You're the chief of police. Can I get your name?
You can look it up on the internet if you're that smart.
But why would I have to look it up on the internet, sir?
What's your name?
Where's the professionalism?
What's your name?
Where's the professionalism?
My sergeant asked you for a driver's license.
If you tell me your name and identify yourself.
We're not making tits for tats. This is the employee parking lot. You're not an employee. You have no business.
This is. I'm not parking here.
This is the employee parking lot.
Is this fenced off? Look, I want to make it very clear. It's not a fenced off area.
Let me make it very clear. This is an employee parking lot.
There's no trespassing signs or anything like that, sir. I'm not breaking the law, sir. I'm actually engaged in a constitutionally protected activity, and I feel like you're trying to bully me along with your sergeant. And sir, who are you? Who are you, sir?
He's one of my employees.
Okay, one of your employees. I feel like all three of you are trying to bully me and trying to exert authority over me that you don't have. Demanding ID. Your sergeant doesn't understand that he cannot demand ID lawfully unless he has reasonable, articulable suspicion I've committed a crime.
Why are you in my parking lot?
That's a failure. That's a failure on your part, sir. You're supposed to educate your employees, correct?
Why are you in my parking lot?
They should know I'm working. Like I told your sergeant, I'm not just not answering questions. I cannot answer questions, but I'm answering. I'm an independent journalist. I'm gathering content for a story on the city. I was inside doing a FOIA request.
No.
Yes, I was.
Tag numbers and everything like that.
Who says I'm recording anybody's? And plus, it's public information. You guys run tags all day. People drive around all day in the city with tags on. It's not like any private information. Do I have a database where I can look up people? Come on, you gotta think logically here. I don't have a database where I can just type in somebody's, license plate and figure out who they are. Let's be real.
I'm going to ask you to leave.
Are you ordering me to leave?
I'm ordering
under
you to
threat
leave.
of arrest, sir?
Yeah, I'm ordering you. This is the third time I've told you to leave my parking lot.
I'm going to go on a public sidewalk and I'm going to continue to record. I'm going to continue to record your parking lot and I'm going to hit you up with civil litigation over this, just so you know, because you're violating a constitutionally protected activity. And in this small town here, you might think that you're going to get away with it, but you're not. I'm telling you right now, Chief. And I don't know your name, but
I don't know your name either.
you are the public servant here, sir. You are the public servant here. All you're doing is you're allowing your city, you're portraying your city in a negative light.
Okay.
For the world to see. Remember that.
Good.
Remember I told you that, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Now the big guns arrive. Enter Chief Ashley Brown. You would expect the leader of the department to de-escalate, but instead we get a masterclass in unprofessionalism. When asked for his name, the chief tells a citizen to look it up on the internet. This is a massive failure in basic civil service. Most department policies require officers to identify themselves by name and badge number upon request, especially a chief who is a public servant. The chief doubles down on the private parking lot claim. However, Georgia case law generally establishes that government-owned property that is open to the public doesn't magically become private just because employees park there. If there is no underlying crime, you cannot be trespassed from public land simply for recording. The chief threatens arrest for trespassing while Sean is engaged in a protected First Amendment activity. This is what auditors call contempt of cop. The chief isn't worried about safety, he's worried about his ego. He is visibly frustrated that a citizen knows the law better than he does. Note the tits for tats comment from the chief. This later became a viral joke among the audit community, highlighting the chief's dismissive attitude toward constitutional rights. By the way, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, which covers Georgia, ruled in Smith v. City of Cumming 2000 that there is a clearly established right to record police on public property. The chief is treading on dangerous and expensive legal ground here.
So this is a public sidewalk, correct? This is a public sidewalk, make sure. You guys are nothing but a bunch of bullies. You're not going to get my ID. You're not going to get my ID. And I'm going to start civil litigation against you. Crazy. Trespassed me from an open parking lot, not restricted area or anything. Let's go catch up with them. Can I be trespassed from this sidewalk where it's right in front of the parking lot? Ridiculous. Chief, I want to submit a complaint. Chief, I want to submit a complaint. You're not getting away with this one. You might get away with them. You might get away with them normally on a regular basis, but not today. I want to submit a complaint. So I go inside to do that, or
Get him a complaint form. We'll get your complaint form.
Public insurance.
I need your names. It is your policy to give me your name. Who do I know I'm filing a complaint against?
I'll let you figure it out.
Oh, I got to
Everything
figure it
else.
out. That's real
You know
professional.
everything else.
That's real professional.
Go ahead.
Nah, you can go ahead.
You're
You
not
can go
walking in
ahead.
front of me. You're behind me. Okay. You want to file a complaint?
You guys are the ones that are being aggressive here. You're not walking behind me.
Walk about a flagpole and he'll go get you a...
I will. Don't worry about it.
report.
I will. What's your name? I need to file a complaint against you.
Chief Ashley Brown.
Chief Ashley Brown.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And your name, sir? Be professional. Come on. Is it really that serious? You're not making yourself look good here. I'm just asking you for your name. Your name, sir?
I'll wait for you to get over here so you can hear me.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Your name, sir?
Heintzman,
Heintzman?
Yes.
And do you have a badge number, Heintzman?
654.
654? Thanks.
You get a report so you can file a complaint.
Yeah, I know you don't care, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Then comes civil litigation, Chief. Then comes civil litigation.
Right.
Because I was trespassing in your parking lot. That's a public parking lot.
Hey, we're not going to debate it. You want to file a complaint?
You don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. Let's make that clear.
No, you're trying to tell me what.
You don't tell me what to do. So you're the public servant here.
If you want to file the complaint,
I do want to file a
get your
complaint.
complaint form.
You can go get it. I'm not stopping you. You guys have a bad attitude. Especially you, Sergeant. You came over here trying to threaten me with my ID. You got a bad attitude, man. You got to learn Georgia state law.
That's your matter of opinion.
So do you understand that under Georgia state law, you cannot demand ID from law-abiding citizens, sir? Do you understand that or not? Was that on the sergeant's exam or was it? Maybe I'll put a suggestion in that should be on the sergeant's exam. When you can and cannot identify a law-abiding citizen. Fill it out.
You don't need to.
I can fill it out here.
No.
This is a public lobby. You're going to kick me out of a public lobby too, Chief?
Oh, fill it out then.
All right, thank you. Excuse me.
You need a body pen too, or?
Excuse me.
You can't record while you're in here.
Why can't I record while I'm in here? I have a constitutional right to film the police in the course of their duty, sir. Is this department so uneducated and so inept at their job that it must be from the top down?
Sean moves to the police lobby to exercise his right to petition the government for a redress of grievances, specifically to file a formal complaint against the officers. But suddenly the chief decides the Constitution stops at the front door. He claims you can't record in the lobby because of sensitive information. Let's look at the law versus the policy. While the 11th Circuit recently addressed recording in municipal buildings in Hoffman versus Delgado 2024, stating some restrictions can be reasonable. At the time of this audit in 2022, the right to record police in the course of their duties in public areas was wide open. Even if a department has a policy against filming, policy does not trump a constitutional right. If sensitive information is visible to a person standing in a public lobby, that is a security failure by the police department, not a crime by the citizen recording it. The irony is incredible. The chief is demanding ID from a man who is there to file a complaint about being asked for ID. This is a circular logic loop designed to prevent accountability. The chief's demand for ID just to be in a lobby is a clear retaliatory tactic. He's looking for compliance, not a criminal. This encounter shows why audits are necessary. It exposes a culture where "because I said so" is used as a substitute for actual law.
Because your sergeant doesn't know when he can legally identify somebody, and you're telling me I can't film in a police lobby? Mm-hmm. Yes, I sure can. I can film in a police lobby. It's my constitutional right. I have freedom of press in this country, sir. What country do you think you live in?
Are you with the press?
Yes, I'm with the press.
Let me see your ID.
No, I'm not showing you ID. I'm not showing you any
Get out my
ID, sir.
building.
You're required to show us.
Get out your building. Get out the building. Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
Yeah, no problem. How do I file the complaint if I can't get in the building? Hello? Hello? These guys are crazy. Get out my building. This is the people's building, not yours. All right, let's try and open the door. Who do I hand the complaint form to when I'm done?
Once you're done, I'll give it.
Okay, and do I get like a receipt number or something like that? There's no receipt number for your complaints?
No.
You don't get...
But you'll have it recorded.
Oh, yeah, I will. You're right. You're right. What a bunch of clowns. Pooler Police Department. Clowns. We're gonna fill out this complaint on Ashley Brown, the Chief of Police. Who investigates the Chief of Police? Crazy. All right, guys, so we just filled out our Pooler Police Department citizen written complaint form.
All done?
Yeah, right here it says, all parties filing a formal written complaint are entitled to receive a copy of the original statement free of charge. So I would like it for receiving supervisor can sign right there and give me a copy as it's stated on the form. You guys are a bunch of bullies. Abuse of authority. You know what? I want to do a public records request too. Let's find out how much money you guys are making abusing your authority. How much tax dollars you've taken from everyone.
Got a bunch of buses. Me, Captain. Can you make a copy of that for me? We're all down here.
You said an open records request?
Yep. Some police records over here.
I can get her to do one.
So funny.
Do we have a
They don't want me recording, but there's cameras in here.
We are now witnessing a citizen being physically blocked from a public building while trying to hold that building's leaders accountable. Sean is kicked out from the lobby. This is a total breakdown of the democratic process. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, police departments must provide easy and accessible ways for citizens to file complaints. Forcing someone onto a sidewalk to fill out paperwork they are legally entitled to process inside is what's known as constructive denial of rights. Watch the plainclothes employee, Heinzman badge 654. He stands there with his hands in his pockets, offering zero help. This blue wall is designed to make the citizen feel small and unwanted. The chief tells him to get out of my building. Correction, chief. That building was paid for by the taxpayers, including the very man you're pushing out. Commendations to Sean for his persistence. He doesn't get aggressive, he just remains firm. He understands that every time they lock that door, they are adding another zero to a potential settlement. The officers seem to realize that this camera is a window into their lack of training, and they are desperately trying to close the blinds. But as we see, the camera doesn't blink.
Ridiculous. The irony.
Here's your open record request if you want to fill it out. It'll tell you how to do that, and here's your copy, okay?
Okay. My copy?
Yeah.
Will you guys allow me to do it here? I don't understand what's the big deal.
Not if you're recording.
But where's the signs that says I can't record in here? Where's the law?
We don't have to have signs.
You sure do. This is a constitutionally protected activity. That's what this is.
As soon as you pass through that doorway, you're now private property to the city.
It's public property.
There's sensitive information in both these windows that can be called on video, so you can't record in there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sure thing. If I went in there with a spy camera or my sunglasses that record, it wouldn't be an issue. But these guys are just looking for a reason to lock me up, so we're not going to push it. But you know, we'll put them in the court of public opinion. Let's fill out this open records request. Yep, so what I'm requesting is all police department employees' names, titles, and salaries.
Okay.
Can I get a copy of that too?
It'll be sent to who does our open records request. And you didn't finish filling the form out. It requires an address at the top.
No, I don't have to put an address.
And your complaint not going to be accepted. You didn't fill the form out correctly.
No, that's not how it works. Bring the chief out here.
Is how it works.
You're allowed to do an anonymous complaint.
Okay. You did not make it anonymous?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you that the complaint's not valid.
It doesn't matter.
Because
I want to speak to the chief.
No.
I want to speak to the chief.
Chief's not here. You got me. I'm the one accepting the complaint.
You're accepting the complaint on yourself.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you that you didn't fill the form out correctly. So
you can submit a complaint anonymously.
let me explain to you how something simple here. Anonymous would mean you didn't put your name and phone number, so you took the anonymous part out.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, whatever.
Certain parts of it can be anonymous. I don't have to give you my name.
All right.
I don't have to give you my address.
You don't. But
You're just being difficult.
Okay.
Sergeant, a little bit of de-escalation training will take you a long way. You need to learn. I understand you learned from your chief, who's also a bully and a tyrant, but you need to learn. Don't talk to people that way. You understand?
all right. Have a safe day, okay?
Yeah. Tyrant.
Now we get to the paperwork battle. Sergeant Self returns and tries to tell Sean the complaint is invalid because he didn't provide a home address. Viewers, this is a classic police lie. There is no Georgia statute that requires a citizen to provide a home address to report officer misconduct. In fact, many professional departments encourage anonymous reporting to prevent retaliation against citizens. Sergeant Self is attempting to gatekeep accountability. By claiming the form is invalid, he is trying to protect his chief and himself from a permanent record of their behavior. Sean hits them with a crucial point. You're just being difficult. He's 100% right. This is obstruction of a citizen rather than obstruction of justice. Sergeant, if your computer screens or documents are visible to the public lobby, you are likely in violation of the Criminal Justice Information Services security policies. That is a training issue for your staff, not a restriction on the public's right to film. Sean's request for de-escalation training is the most honest advice these officers have received all year. Instead of taking it, they choose to stay behind their locked door, hoping the problem and the camera will go away.
Crazy. These guys are looking for any reason to lock me up. I know you didn't get involved really, but a little bit of de-escalation training goes a long way. There's no one was breaking any laws here. No one was doing anything wrong. I told you what was my purpose here. I didn't have to tell you that. I didn't have to tell you anything. I could have remained silent. I told you I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story. There's no need for any of this. You guys want to escalate the situation. Are you a detective or a sergeant?
I'm just an employee, man.
You're just an employee? Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully you'll see. You'll see. This behavior is going to be put on display for the world to see. And I know you didn't say much while you were here, which is probably the smartest move, but your department's going to be under major public scrutiny. So maybe things can change going forward. That's the whole point. Hopefully you guys can get some education and learn that you can't bully people on the street, law-abiding citizens. All right? You take care now.
All right, man. Take care.
You too. All right, guys. So trespass from the public lobby in the police station. Trespass from publicly accessible parking lot. But we're going to stay around for a little bit. Record what we can see from public to prove the point that we can record what we can see from public. It's not worth getting arrested over just to step foot on their parking lot, but we're gonna film from the sidewalk here, their parking lot still, so it kind of defeats their purpose of, you know, kicking me out of the parking lot, unlawfully trespassing me. But we're just gonna stick around for a few more minutes and then we'll get out of here. All right, guys, so we're just getting out of the city hall and the police department in the city of Pooler, Georgia. Definitely a big time fail here. Trespass from a publicly accessible parking lot, trespass from a public lobby. I was treated with such disregard, disrespect, unprofessionalism. The chief of police himself wouldn't identify himself until the very last minute. I would just say that if my name was Ashley and I was a man, I probably wouldn't want to identify myself to a member of the public either. Maybe that's the reason. But either way, he should have been professional and identified himself. It just goes to show that when you have bad leadership at the top, it trickles down to the entire department. So I would definitely classify this department here in the city of Pooler as a bunch of tyrants, because if their chief of police is a tyrant, then they all must be tyrants, because he sets the example. He's the one that's supposed to investigate complaints and hold them accountable for their actions. And obviously he's not going to do that because he doesn't hold himself accountable for his own actions. So I guess we got to speak to the mayor here in the city of Pooler to go above his head, try and affect some change here, get some education. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section below. I'm definitely fired up. Definitely didn't want to be treated that way. They definitely think they got away with bullying me. And this is what they do to the citizens of Pooler on a daily basis. This is how they act. They don't even know their own law.
As Sean wraps up his audit, he nails the core issue. Bad leadership trickles down. When Chief Ashley Brown displays a total lack of respect for the public, his subordinates follow that lead. This department failed on multiple fronts today. They failed the Fourth Amendment test by demanding ID without a reasonable articulable suspicion, and they failed the First Amendment test by obstructing a journalist in a public lobby. Following this video, the Pooler Police Department's Facebook page was flooded with thousands of comments from outraged citizens. The city attorney's tempest in a teapot remark only added fuel to the fire, showing a systemic arrogance within the local government. Long Island Audit's visit wasn't just performative antagonism. It was a necessary stress test that this department failed miserably. The fallout from audits like this often leads to updated training, rewritten policies, and occasionally, federal civil rights lawsuits. Pooler PD became a national example of what not to do. Remember, a badge is a tool to protect rights, not a shield to hide from accountability. Keep your cameras rolling, because transparency is the only way to ensure pride, family, and honor are more than just words on a plaque. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the fight for our constitutional rights.